this shit? What's up, fight fans? I am the Jose Aldo rib injury of mixed martial arts, Tommy Toehold. And UFC 189 is finally fucking upon us. 2 title fights, a bunch of amazing undercard fights. You know you're gonna fucking watch this thing. Everybody is. Why not play Fantasy MMA at Kountermove.com and make it that much fucking better? Tommy, what is Fantasy MMA? I don't understand how to play. You silly son of a bitch. Let's go to the How It Works tab and figure this shit out. Oh look, a video that I made by me that explains it. Let's fucking watch it. What's up, fight fans? Today I'm gonna teach you how to play Fantasy MMA at Kountermove.com. The first step is to select a game. There are free games, small games, and big games for all major MMA events. Next, you're gonna pick a team of 5 fighters. Each game is played over the course of a single fight card, and you have $25,000 for $10 to draft a team of 5 fighters. Once you pick your team, you're ready for the last step. Score points and win. Once the fights begin, you get points based on how your fighters perform. Points are awarded for strikes landed, submissions attempted, knockdowns, dominant positions, rounds won, and knockout or submission bonuses. The team with the most points at the end of the night wins the tournament. It's that simple, fight fans. Sign up today at Kountermove.com. You just watched a YouTube video inside of a YouTube videoception. All right, let's go back to our games, and we're gonna pick one. And of course, we're gonna go with the big money tourney, $8,000. 25 bucks gets you in. Top prize $1,000, and the top 46 payout. Surely you're the top 46th best person in my motherfucking tourney. We hit the enter now button, and boom, we are brought to the team selection screen. Remember, fight fans, we want stops, we want them fast. Let's break down this whole motherfucking card. All right, first up, we've got Alex Garcia taking on Mike Swick. Garcia has 10 finishes in 12 fights, but only has 1 stop in his 3-fight UFC career. Swift is a crafty vet with a high finish rate, but he hasn't fought since 2012 and is 1-3 in his last 4 fights. I'm picking Garcia to win because there are too many unknowns with Swick, and he is not a bad pickup for your Kountermove team. All right, next up, we've got Jeremy Stevens taking on Dennis Bermudez. Bermudez was on a 7-fight win streak in the UFC before losing to Ricardo Lamas, but the majority of his wins come via decision. When he loses via sub. Jeremy Stevens has fought everybody ever and has 23 wins with 15 KO TKOs, but he doesn't have a lot of submission victories, and he has struggled with high-level guys. Bermudez wins, he wins via decision. Avoid this one on your Kountermove game. Next up, we've got the co-main event, Robbie Lawler and Rory McDonald. This is a motherfucking title fight. Lawler is the fighter that time forgot. He shows no signs of slowing down and has 19 KO TKOs in 25 wins. The last time he was knocked out was over a decade ago by Nick Diaz. Motherfucker, what? McDonald's 18 wins are almost spread across evenly with 7 KO TKOs, 6 subs, and 5 decisions. He lost a split decision to Robbie in 2013, and his last first-round finish was in 2011. I think this fight's gonna be the same fight as the first time, and with Lawler as the champion, that split decision's not gonna take away his belt. But I don't see this one being a high-scoring affair, so you might want to avoid it. Next up, we might have the best fight of all fucking time, Matt Brown and Tim Means. Matt Brown owned 2012, 2013, and even a brief stint in 2014. He had some bad luck with the 2 top fighters in the fucking world, but otherwise, he is a world destroyer with 17 finishes in 19 wins. Holy shit. He is susceptible to subs, however, but he has never been KO'd. Tim Means is another version of Matt Brown. This guy kills everything and has 20 finishes in 24 fights. He has only been put to sleep once if you don't count the sauna, but he has never fought a Matt Brown caliber guy. And because of that, I'm gonna go with Matt Brown via KO. A great pick for your team. Next up, we've got Eugenio Cedeno taking on Cody Pfister. Pfister has a pretty high finish rate, but his only fight in the UFC was a loss. Cedeno has 7 KO TKO finishes, including a first-round stop in the UFC, but he has struggled, 2 losses in 3 UFC fights. It is a toss-up on this one, but Eugenio is way too expensive. I would avoid it. Okay, next up we have Neil Seery and Louis Smolka. Seery has a high finish rate, but has also been subbed 5 times, and he hasn't had a finish in the UFC. Smolka has never been stopped and has 4 submission wins. Ipso facto, I'm your boss. Smolka wins via sub. Next up, we've got Brandon Thatch and Gunnar Nelson. Thatch has a 100% finish rate in 11 wins, and every one of those is in the first fucking round. He has never been knocked out, and he is fucking gigantic for that division. Bindo gave him trouble and subbed him, but Bindo is fucking amazing. Nelson has 12 finishes and 13 wins, and a single loss via decision to Rick Story. He is a Zen master and a submission master. This guy's fucking deadly. No matter who you go with, you're gonna want to pick on this fight fans. Thatch has so many first-round finishes. Nelson finishes guys all the time. It's a bit of a toss-up, but you really can't go wrong either way. I'm gonna say Nelson via sub. Next up, we've got John Howard and Kyle Pendred. Pendred has 6 KO TKOs, but he also has 10 decision wins, 3 of which were his last 3 in the UFC. John Howard has fought forever and has fought everybody, but he has 11 decision losses, 3 losses straight, and hasn't had a finish since 2013. I'm going with Pendred on this one, but he probably gets a decision, and it may not be a high-scoring affair, so I would avoid it. All right, next up, we've got Henry Briones taking on Cody Garbrandt. Garbrandt is unbeaten in 6 fights with 6 finishes, 4 in the first round. Briones has never been KO'd in 20 fights, has a whole bunch of stops, but has little experience at the highest level. I'm gonna go with Cody on this one, but if you're feeling ballsy, Briones is a hell of a pick at 4,100. All right, next up, we've got Brad Pickett and Thomas Almeida. Pickett is the one-punch KO machine with more submissions than he has KOs, but he's still got a lot of both. However, the last time he got a finish was in 2012. Almeida is unbeaten in 18 fights. He has 14 KOs and 3 subs. His last UFC win was a first-round KO, and he has 15 first-round finishes. Fight fans, you gotta put Almeida on your team. That dude is counter-move fucking gold. And finally, we've got the main event of the evening, Chad Mendes taking on Conor McGregor for the interim featherweight title. McGregor has 15 KO finishes in 17 fights. He is gigantic, he is super accurate, he can stop people, and has done so 14 times in the first round of a fight. But he doesn't have a ton of high-level experience yet. Mendes has been fighting at a higher level for a longer time and has been at the top of the division for a while now. He's a very active, very aggressive wrestler with about a 50-50 finish to decision rate, with his only losses coming to the best fighter in the whole fucking world, Jose Aldo. This fight is gonna be fucking nuts because despite being relatively new, McGregor does have incredible striking and is absolutely dangerous. He could very well put Chad away. The question mark is whether or not Conor will be able to handle the intense wrestling of Chad Mendes. You can take a look at this fight 100 times and come up with 100 different finishes, but at the end of the day, it comes down to whether or not McGregor can attack Mendes early and get him to back off with striking. From a counter-move perspective, McGregor is the only pick to make here. He finishes in the first all the time. And if he wins, that is likely the way he will win, with a first-round KO. So if you're putting anyone from this fight on your counter-move game, I would go with McGregor. If you're gonna go with Chad, there is a chance he could get a sub against McGregor, but it would likely happen after the first round, unless Conor just fucks up and gives him his back. Since it's the main event, I gotta pick, I'm gonna go with McGregor via first-round KO, but fight fans, you should stay away from this one altogether, because honestly, there are way too many question marks for this matchup. All right, now that we know the matchups, it's time to pick our teams. You can pick whoever the fuck you want to pick, but I'm going with Thomas Almeida, Gunnar Nelson, Alex Garcia, Luis Smolka, and Tim Means. Why Tim Means? Tommy, you said he's gonna lose. He very well could, but the only way I can make the team I wanted to make was by getting a lesser guy with Tim Means at 4,200. Sometimes you gotta risk it to get the biscuit. Once you've selected your team, hit the play now button. Then invite some other fucking friends. And from now to fight night, you can change your team as much as you need to. It is super fucking simple. Fight fans, you know you're gonna watch this thing. You know you wanna play Countermove Fantasy MMA. It is the most fun you could ever fucking have, I promise you. Get in my game, get in Crooklyn's game, get in Hanato Laranja's game, get in everybody's motherfucking game. Have a great time, invite all your friends. For everybody at Countermove.com, I am Tommy Toehold, and I will see you on the leaderboards. Hopefully.